What's up folks, it's Rayperton III with another Zombies Chronicles video. Today I have a complete map breakdown for Shi No Numa. This video will go over all Easter eggs, general map info, and high round camping and training strategies. As always with my Chronicles guides, they will go over any differences in the originals as well. Shi No Numa, which translates appropriately to Swamp of Death, was the third zombie map to be released. It came out for World at War and follows Nocturne, Toten, and Verrückt. It takes place in the Rising Sun facility somewhere in the jungles of Japan. Shi No Numa is one of my favorite maps, half because of the jungle setting. The tone is dark, but the colors are rich and vibrant, and the sound effects are awesome. It is the first map to introduce the Imperial Army zombies, which are some of my favorite, mostly because of how they run. It is also the first map to introduce dog rounds, and boy was that a scary surprise the first time I played this map. The remaster is one of the most improved ones in my opinion. They made this already cool map gorgeous and without losing an ounce of nostalgia. This is a bare bones map, nice and simple, no power or pack-a-punch. The perks are randomized each game and are located in each of the 4 huts in the corners of the map. On the original, Quick Revive is randomized as well, and on the Zombies Chronicles version, it will always be in the spawn where a mule kick is randomized. Pretty much the opposite as Black Ops 1. In the remaster, you can use gobblegums that pack your weapons like wall power and crate power, combined with bullet boost to get way higher in the rounds much quicker. Otherwise, you're left to finish the rounds with a standard wall weapon when you get farther in, and hitting the box in the middle of the round is nearly impossible. They have also added a Wonder Fizz machine in the remaster so you can use gums that give you extra perks for added fun. This particular Wonder Fizz machine will only give you the off-map perks they included. The only one they left off is Electric Cherry, so you have Stamina, Widow's Wine, and Deadshot Daiquiri on top of the 5 classic perks on map. The Wonder Weapons are the classic Wonderwaffe and Ray Gun on all versions. Black Ops 3 has added the Mark II ray gun to all Chronicles maps. There are 5 traps, an electric trap at each of the 4 huts, and the flogger. The electric traps can be great in a pinch when you get trapped in a hut. If you're playing co-op, you can camp in these huts as well. Now let's go over Easter eggs. On all the versions of the map, there is an Easter egg song called The One by the classic Elena Sigmund. The songs are the most iconic for zombies in my opinion and always hit me with waves of nostalgia. To activate this song, simply go to the COMM room and on the right side there's a phone. Interact with it and you will hear a dial tone. Interact 3 more times to dial what is actually 911 and you will hear someone whisper, "I know where you're sleeping." After this, the song now playing in the background will begin. Note that if you open to the COMM room, you will ruin the camping strategy I will go over later that can get you to 20 plus on the original and on the remaster without even using gobblegums. In the remaster, there is a second song Easter egg that will also reward you with a max ammo. This Easter egg is very similar to all the other ones that they have added in the Chronicles DLC. To do this Easter egg, you will need to save at least 4 bullets for your MR6. Once you have enough cash, open up to the fishing hut. Inside, you will find 4 silver plates on the wall. Shoot each one with your MR6 and you will hear a ding. On the last plate, you will hear this sound. This indicates the Samantha doll has spawned on the back porch. Interact with the doll to start the next step. You may want to get the MR6 portion of the egg done and then save this next step for higher rounds when a max ammo will be more useful. Once you interact with the doll, more dolls will spawn around and on the bridge outside. Shoot each one with any bullet weapon before the minute 30-second time limit expires, and when you shoot all 5, you will hear another audio cue. If you do fail for whatever reason, no worries, just go interact with the Samantha doll to try again as many times as needed. Once you're done, head back to the doll and interact with it again. A hand will grab the doll and take it into the ground, replacing it with a max ammo. After that, the song you heard in the background at the start of this video will play. The max ammo will disappear like a normal power-up, so you cannot save it for later. There's a mini Easter egg involving a meteor on the way to the storage hut. Go to the right and off the map you will see a pulsing meteor. Pretty cool, eh? Shoot it and each character will say something different.
This rock is not of disgrace.
There are also a bunch of radios around the map that will play audio files. These tie into the storyline and can be a good way to pass the time between rounds. There are 1 to 3 in every main hut, and the number of radio messages increased with all 3 releases. There's one last thing that some may consider an Easter egg, but it only occurs on World at War and is widely considered to be just a death barrier or glitch. The body hanging from the ceiling, Peter McCain, can be knocked from its rope by tossing nades at it. If a player then gets too close or touches it, it is an instant game over. It was used a lot back in the day to troll people. Now let's talk strategy. My strategy for this map is essentially the same for the original as it is for the remaster. Build your points and open the door by the hanging body. Do not open the stairs. Head down below spawn and grab a gun from the box or off the wall. If you score a wall power on the remaster, I recommend the HVR in the fishing hut. Build up your points and start opening all the doors besides the comm room door. The perks are randomized and will cycle through like the box when you open a door to a hut. The perks I recommend for camping are Jug, Speed Cola, Double Tap, and Quick Revive if in solo. If not, Mule Kick doesn't hurt. The more ammo the better when camping out the early rounds. If you want to go super high rounds and train afterwards, I recommend getting Stamina on the remaster as it will make your life much easier. Stand in this room at the bottom of the spawn stairs and they will only come from in front of you. It is a spread out 3-lane spawn so you can't camp here too long, but with the right weapons and perks you can stay here 20 plus rounds in both the remaster and original without using gobblegums. You can camp even farther if you use Pack-a-Punch and perk gobblegums. Trip mines can help a bit here, but since you can only drop 2 in the remaster and they are quite a bit weaker, it is entirely optional. You never know when that extra bit of damage will be the deciding factor in having to open the door behind you and ruin the spot, so I always grab them anyhow. In the original you get bouncing betties, located in the same spot. You can place an unlimited amount of betties, and they're much more powerful. I always do a line to the door, start with, and then fill it in. When the dog rounds come, run out to the big area in front of the flogger trap and take them out as they spawn on either side of you as to not blow up your betties. When the rounds get a bit higher, you may need to run around a bit to avoid them ganging up on you, especially on the original where you can take less hits. If you're playing the remaster, just camp the dog rounds out as well. On whatever round the zombies are able to back you up to the comm room area door, open it up and finish off the round leaving 1 or 2, it's time to train. For training in the remaster, I highly recommend Double Tap 2.0 which doubles bullet damage in Black Ops 3 and stamina. These will speed up rounds and make life a lot easier on you. For all spots, a wall gun is recommended. The Thompson works great on the originals, but the legendary gun is replaced by the L-Car on the remaster, which is a shabby replacement in my opinion.
Pointless.
For the remastered, I always just opt for the assault rifle in your preferred training area's hut. If you have to re-up on ammo in the middle of a round, throw a monkey and get in and out of there and back to your training spot. As I've said, wall power and bullet boost can make high rounds a breeze for the remastered, but if you don't want to use gums or you're playing on the original, traps and the Wonder Waff can speed up the rounds too if you use your ammo sparingly. On Chronicles, you can use alchemical antithesis and other ammo gums to ensure you have to use your wall gun as little as possible. Doing full rounds with just regular wall gun bullets can take quite a while. My favorite place to train on this map is out the fishing hut exit. You have a nice wide area with no water here in front of the flogger trap, which can be a great way to speed up the higher rounds and is on a very short cooldown timer. On the originals, there is way more foliage covering this hill, and it is hard to tell if there's zombies coming from that direction, so I tend to avoid it if at all possible. In the remastered, they toned it back a lot, and it makes this training spot even better. Avoid the water at all costs, and if you do get forced across the bridge, get all the way to the end and check if there are any coming from around the back before you fire. This area is an easy place to get trapped, and the water ahead slows you down a lot. It may be best to not even risk it and just hurry back to the mainland without killing any. On the remaster, the G-slide works in the water that is shallow. Near the shore is always a safe bet, and in some areas the entire body of water is shallow enough to G-slide. Having stamina up helps here, as you can start a slide while in the water already. When it is possible, you will notice a slight increase in speed. Activate a G-slide by simply chaining together your slides with jumps. If you're good with your timing, you can slide indefinitely until you run into an obstacle. Turning while G-sliding is not easy. If you try and slide in the center of a body of water, it will not work and it slows you down a lot, putting you at great risk. The second easiest place to train is in the main hub of the map. If you dislike the flogger area, or if you're playing co-op and someone is already training there, this spot may be for you. Just take it nice and slow, hugging the edges of the rooms to use all of your area. Have a gun out that can quickly dispatch any that block off your path. Be wary of doorways and tight corners. Coordinate with your teammates when someone is coming in for Thompson ammo on the original. You don't want to have your hordes collide, that can be game ending. This area is all about timing. It is a nice huge space and can be great for taking out large hordes at once, but in order to make it work, you have to pace yourself as to horde them up. I prefer the counterclockwise circle around the entire area, trying to stay on the walkways, and being very careful through this shack and through the gap in the walkway where it's all water. On the remaster, this water is all shallow enough so you can G-slide through this entire area. This makes this training spot a whole lot better. This is the best place to turn and shoot in my opinion, but wherever you are comfortable on the walkways should be fine, just not that death shack. This area is the toughest of the spots I'd recommend, so if you're in co-op, your strongest player should be in this spot, and if you're nice, you will all let them have the Wonder Waff. It is not easy to train here. You must make perfect use of the G-slide, timing it so you slide right through where the water meets the shoreline. If your timing is good, you will land close to the opposite shore and can slide onto dry land. Otherwise, you will get stuck, and that can be all she wrote a lot of the time. Go down on one side of the map, pacing yourself at either end, and make your way back on the other side. Take them out and do a couple more laps to let them spawn in. On the Classic, I'd recommend the storage hut over the doctor's quarters, but either way, the player who's stuck training these areas is going to have a less than enjoyable game. But that about wraps up this map breakdown. I really hope it helped out. Stay tuned for more zombies videos every week. Subs and likes are appreciated. Peace!